Hello and welcome to Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. My name is Julie and I'm here to impart some knowledge to you today via a 2-minute art tip. And today's tip, we're going to be talking about kind of working with abstracts, but this also applies to representational work too. I'm calling it crazy versus control. And this is a method that I noticed that I was doing regularly, but I didn't notice it until I was watching another abstract artist on, on the internet, and they were doing a live demo. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's exactly how I construct things. That's exactly how I do stuff. And what I'm talking about is like having these abstract, fluid, organic things going on, and then adding an element of control, like adding in either line work or foil or something that brings it in and kind of gives it a sense of, oh, I totally meant to do that. I know that from hearing feedback from viewers plenty of times that there is a kind of stigma about abstract art where, a lot of viewers are like, oh, I could do that. Anybody can like smush around some paint on the surface. Well, yeah, anybody can. That doesn't mean that the outcome is going to be necessarily positive. Viewers like to feel like this has this element of maybe it's ethereal, but it has this part that I can relate to too. So you inherently get a sense of a natural visual balance between the organic movement and a little bit more structure without having to do like symmetry or something else that's a little bit more constructed. And so I realized when I was watching this artist, I was like, I understand now why this works. I understand more about why this works for her and what I'm doing when I'm making this kind of decision. So I brought you some examples of what I mean. So this is a much more structured example, but it's perfect in terms of like talking about it's crazy, but it's controlled. So we have a whole lot of visual movement in here, a lot of organic, shapes going on and stuff like this, but they are purposefully layered and interacting with each other in a very deliberate way. So it's not just like me just willy-nilly drawing lines just wherever. These are very, very obviously intended to be there in this certain pattern. Now, and an example of more kind of organic work, this one's in progress. This is a sample one that I did in a recent workshop. Now, I've got my outline here for where the visual space is going to be, but we have a whole lot of organic stuff going on. There's a lot of amorphous color shape and stuff like this. I do have one little patch where I've got some gold foil in, but I feel like we got a whole lot going on in this one area. We have a very, very active space over here, and there's going to need to be something else happening over here in order to give it a little bit more balance, because it's just like yin and yang, really. What we'll do is I will publish the finished thing of this, but you'll notice that I'm likely not to leave this area just willy-nilly on its own. It will need some like kind of a structure in order to balance this kind of completely organic shape over here. So just be conscious of when you are designing, and this is true of representational work as well, in that you may have your subject that is rendered in a more clean representational style where your background elements are a little more organic and stuff. So there again, you have the crazy, you have the control. So you have that balance, and will also lead your viewer's eye to where you want your focal point to be, is where, that detail resides. So keep that in mind moving forward. This kind of juxtaposition of the crazy and the control is a really unique way to balance out your work, whether it's abstract or whether it's realistic. So we hope that this is helpful and hope that you enjoy. Thanks for joining us for another installment of 2-Minute Art Tips right here at Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. We hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned a little something. If so, give us a like, comment with your thoughts, and share with a friend. Subscribe below and don't miss a single 2-Minute Art Tips, and help us reach 150,000 subscribers. See you next time.